Look, kick us off.
Giovanni, it's the end to a very difficult Champions League campaign. How do you try and put it into words?
Well, same as you did, very difficult, very disappointing, of course. The campaign we had in Europe with a lot of big losses. So that's disappointing for us. It started really well with, two good ties. We played against Union and PSV and qualified for Champions League. But, after playing 6 games, you can see the difference in, in level and against the teams we competed. And so that was very difficult for us to get results.
And it's the worst ever Champions League campaign. Does that make it? Is it embarrassing? Is it difficult to take, or do you understand that's the gap that there is there?
Well, it's always difficult. Of course, the gap is there, but you don't want to concede so many goals against you. And if you see, the goals we conceded in many games in this campaign, it was too much, especially at home against Liverpool, against teams, from the highest quality, and we struggled in those moments, and it's a big learning experience for us.
A big learning curve, Gio. Can you put your finger on where it went wrong? Anything particular that you're disappointed with as manager?
Well, I've competed in this competition. I won the competition, so I know the other side. When you're the team who comes on the pitch and already knows you're gonna win because of the difference. And that's the other side. Now I face the side of the team. Who's not on the same level yet, and we struggled in that. Against Liverpool, against Ajax, against Napoli, all those teams. Teams who are operating in this league for years now, and not only operating but also playing finals, winning Champions League, and that's been hard for us.
What would you say to the supporters? They've seen the team play 6, lose 6, score 2, lose 22. What would you say to the fans tonight?
Well, the same I say to you. It's very disappointing. We were all happy that we came in Champions League because we weren't competing in this level for 12 years. So that's very positive. But the other side is we're facing so many good teams. And so for us, that's the learning point. Of course, we want to be involved again less next year. But, then we have to do better than we did this season. It's been hard, also today. And those are facts.
The captain has just said that the team lacked fight, especially in the first half. Certainly from a Rangers fans' point of view, the way that the team has been starting games in the last few weeks has been unacceptable to them. How would you respond to that, and especially when you look at the way the team started the game on Saturday? There seemed to be a lot more urgency than we've seen tonight.
Yeah, but it's a different level. This is a team who are used to giving the pressure. They are used, to avoid high press with their movements. It's not a team, that is just operate on the Champions League for the first time. It's a very, we know the Ajax school. We know how comfortable they are with the ball, and they showed it as well today. And I think we try to press up high, but you could see, we were also, there was a big difference in freshness. They didn't have a game on the weekend. They had 6 days, to prepare for this game, and we had only 2 days. So that difference you saw also today. So that's not only football-wise, but physically as well. Especially, of course, with some changes we had to do, when we played on Saturday. So, that's for everyone to see.
Giovanni, it's been a difficult campaign, but do you feel that if you are to reach the group stage again next season or in the next couple of seasons, that these experiences will help you, even though it has been very difficult?
Well, of course, you hope that, because as I said, it's the first time for many of my players to even play in Champions League. So that's also different. They're not used to the level of opponents to play in such a short period. Also because of the World Cup. Also the run of games. I think we played in game 24 already from the season. Of course, the injuries don't help because we need to have changes. Of course, we miss a lot of players, but as you play for Rangers, whenever you're on a pitch, you are expected to get results, and that's been really hard for us in Europe.
You talk about the experience your players have gained. Would you say there's any other positives to take out of this campaign?
Well, the positive is that we operated on the highest level after so many years. That's positive, but it's also facts that we are competing on such a level. It's been hard for us.
Giovanni, in the last 4 matches, Rangers have conceded 5 goals with balls down the right-hand side in between the right back and the central defender. Is it a concern that teams seem to be targeting that particular area, and what can you do to try and improve in that particular part of the game?
Well, we need to be better, because every time you're not in the right positions, and you're going to struggle against any team, and that's what we have to learn. We have to be better at, and so that's for us, it's every game we have to learn and take that to the next game. So for us, the most important thing is to bounce back on Sunday.
Gio, you've talked correctly about levels and the lessons that you've learned over the last few months. Now that it's over, in retrospect, the club should have done more to strengthen in that week before the transfer window to provide you with more options to deal with this level of opposition.
Well, I mean, of course I know that the club will do everything to try to build the strongest squad we have. I've read many stories that we struck gold. With so many millions coming in, it's not true. I think it's not true. All the figures I see in papers. We don't have that budget to spend, and so that's another thing that's also. We saw in the beginning that we played Champions League, so now we have 40 million extra. Those are not true, and that creates of course, an expectation that we can buy new players. But I think the way we bought the players this season is to qualify for Champions League. But I don't think that the club will spend millions if the millions aren't there.
Can you work with this group, Reggie? Are you confident you can work with this group to get them to the level that you can be competitive here?
Of course, I work with this group to try to make it better. But it's to be competitive in Champions League. You have to have. It's not a team who can operate in Champions League. That's what we saw this campaign. So now we have to switch back to the league. And try to win the trophies we are still involved in, and Europe for us this season is over.
Giovanni, the injury list is substantial. There's 10 first-team players out, all arguably key players. You've never once sat and used it as an excuse or asked, for a wee bit of realism. Does there need to be a realism from the supporters? I know it's a difficult campaign, but the injury list is so substantial, and it's already such a high level. Is there a bit of calm needed in response to what we've seen?
That's not to me to decide. I will never have used any excuse so far, and I will never use it. It's the players I have in my squad, and of course, there's a whole squad not able to be played, but I will never use it as an excuse. My job is to coach the team, coach the players who are available, and that's my job. I cannot, of course, I don't like that we have so many injuries, but, they are not able for me to field, so that's why I concentrate on the players I have.
Gio, you've said in the past that you would compromise your footballing philosophy, but say we came to the same position next year where you're drawn in a Champions League group with 3 very powerful teams. Do you think that you might approach it in a different way in consultation with your staff?
I don't know. It depends on next year. I think we always try to prepare the players with the tactics that they can perform in. I don't think we changed any tactics with the season last year in Europe, but the difference is the level. We played fantastic against Liverpool for 45 minutes. So. There's nothing wrong with the tactics. We played really well 65 minutes against Napoli, where we were the better team. We We didn't hear anything about the tactics, but yeah, the problem in Europe in Champions League is you have your tactics right for 90 minutes. The moment you slip up and you don't do the tactics and then you create, difficult moments for yourself, they will punish you. They will punish you big time. And that's the main difference between Champions League and Europa League. And so the most important thing next year is that we are competing for 90 minutes and not for 65 or 55 or 45. It's always 90 minutes.